Hi buddies, it's Papa. It's autumn and the weather's beautiful here in the southeast. It's time to go out there and learn to identify trees. And so, let's get started.
But before we get started, I just wanted to say hello to all my buddies, rock buddies, tree buddies, van camping buddies, and minimalist tiny house buddies. Hope you guys are having a great fall and a great day today. And I hope you like this video. If you do, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel and give me comments that I love to hear about anything that's going on with you. So here we go.
Okay, so I'm going to attempt to name all of the main groups of southeastern United States trees based on twig and leaf characteristics, all in one video clip. So here we go. First, I want to talk about the 5-needle pines in the southeastern United States. There's only one, and that's eastern white pine, 5 needles per bundle. Now, how about the 3-needle pines? 3 needles per bundle. We have loblolly, longleaf, pitch pine, and pond pine. Okay, let's go with the 2-needle pines. Virginia pine, spruce pine, table mountain pine, slash pine, shortleaf pine. Okay, let's talk about the deciduous trees that have opposite twig and leaf arrangement. That would be the maples, the ashes, the dogwoods, old man's beard or fringe tree, the buckeyes, catalpa, and royal Polonia, which is an exotic. Okay, how about the deciduous trees that have compound leaves? That would be the hickories, pecan, which is a hickory, black locust, honey locust, black walnut, box elder maple, and of course the ashes, green ash and white ash. Okay, let's talk about the trees with simple alternate toothless leaves. That would be pawpaw, magnolias, all the magnolias, red bud, red bay, cucumber tree, which is a magnolia, persimmon, and black gum. Now let's talk about the trees that have simple alternate tooth leaves. That's a big group. That's elms, birches, hackberries, hornbeams, silverbell, serviceberry, willows, alders, hollies, both deciduous and evergreen, sour wood, the cherries, black cherry and Carolina laurel cherry, cottonwood, basswood, and American beech. Okay, and finally, let's talk about the tree groups that have lobed leaves. That would be the maples, sweet gum, sassafras, yellow poplar, sycamore, and all of the oaks. So what? So I can rattle off the names of these tree groups pretty readily. What good is that if I'm trying to learn how to identify trees? Well, the main thing it does for you is if you come upon a tree that you don't know and you want to learn to identify it, you notice its twig and leaf characteristics, opposite versus alternate, compound versus simple leaves, tooth leaves versus toothless, or lobed leaves versus lobeless. Once you make that determination, you can put that tree into a group. For example, the group of trees with opposite leaves: maples, ashes, dogwoods, fringe trees, buckeyes, catalpas, and polonias. You know it's gonna be one of those more than likely. Okay, say you're trying to identify this unknown tree and you know it has opposite twig and leaf arrangement. Now, the problem with most tree ID books is they're arranged by tree families. For example, the maple family, Aceracea, all the maples are there in the book together, but not all of the trees with opposite leaves are in the book together. So to be most useful and most helpful, you need a book that arranges trees based on tree, twig, and leaf arrangement and characteristics. And that's where this book will come in very handy and very useful for you. You can find it by going to Amazon Books and looking up either the author or the title. And the neat thing about this book is it is arranged based on tree, twig, and leaf characteristics, so that if you find a tree with opposite leaves and you don't know what it is, you can flip to the opposite leaf section of the book and flip through the pages until you find your tree. If you have a tree that has compound leaves, you can flip to the compound leaf section of the book and flip through the pages and see all of the trees in the southeast that have compound leaves. I wrote this book, and I have used this book to teach many people tree identification on a major university level. So I highly recommend it to you. It's $20, and that sounds like a lot, but I don't get very much of that money. Amazon gets most of it. I just want you to have it so that it will make learning to identify our wonderful trees easier for you. Another really cool thing about the book is it not only helps you to identify the trees of the southeast, but it tells you interesting facts about how our pioneer ancestors used the tree, how our American Indian predecessors used the tree, how it's being used today, if it is, and also very interesting ecological aspects of the tree. Does it like full sunlight? Can it stand partial sun? Can it grow in full shade? Here's a sample page from the book. This is a page about sugar maple, one of the trees with opposite leaves. And you can see it has an identification section that tells you what the leaves are like: simple, opposite, 5-lobed, leaf lobes, toothless. And then it tells you about the fruit, twigs, and the bark. And then there's an ecology section that tells you about its growing characteristics, whether it can stand sun, a combination of sun and shade, full shade, it likes calcium soils, that sort of thing. It also tells you what stage of forest succession you're going to find this tree, and in what kind of forest in the eastern United States it's to be found. And at the bottom of the page, you learn about the uses that our pioneer ancestors and our American Indian predecessors have made of this tree. And we learn about the wood characteristics too, what kind of wood it is. And of course, there's a comment section where any miscellaneous information is provided about the tree that might be of interest. I have led tree identification hikes for many years, in addition to teaching tree identification. And I've done that at the university, major university. I've done it at our local nature center, at our botanical gardens, and at our state arboretum. And that's what caused me to develop this book, because if you can have a straightforward way to help people learn to ID trees and then provide them with some really interesting information that many of them can relate to, it just makes the whole hike a whole lot better. So if you're involved in doing any of this stuff, teaching nature to whether it be kids or adults or college students, I think the book will be helpful to you, and you'll be able to get your money's worth out of it. Hey, but even if you don't get the book, I'm going to teach you all of the memory aid mnemonics for all these groups of trees in the next video. So hope this was helpful and you enjoyed it. If so, like I said, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, because that's how I know whether the material that I put out is reaching people, and I really appreciate it. But what's really important is that you know that I care about you guys, and I want to help share the information that I have as an old geezer with anybody out there who has a similar interest. So you guys have a fantastic fall, and send me comments about anything that's on your mind. I'm happy to talk with you, and I always respond to comments. All right, pop out.